In this video, I.G.C.S.E English Language A, we're going to be focused on the use of language styles and the most common language styles and devices that writers use to maybe make their work interesting. And of course, different effects associated with specific language styles, because they are very clear. As much as the writers are writing, they would want to not be boring. They would want to get the attention of the readers. They would want to get how to evoke the reader's feelings, their imaginations, and above all, they would want to engage or to appeal to the reader's 5 physical senses. So any kind or any work of writing has to be encompass or encircle these or incorporate these particular styles, which in this context will refer to them as, if you want to, let's say for example, to cook a delicious meal, you'd be compelled to find or to spice it up, unlike a kind of meal that is prepared plainly. So when you start hearing or you start thinking of language, so the first thing that you need to the idea that quickly should pop into your mind is what are the spicy, quote unquote, of language. And the spices, we call them the use of language devices or the language styles. And of course, it's not only the use of language styles, but also there is the structuring, how writers do structure their work, like the length of lines, kind of words they use, or vocabulary for effect, and also the mood, the purpose, the setting, and even the tone of the text. That all those particular items, they fall under the category of structure. We'll be looking into that one later, but for now we are focusing our attention on the use of language styles. So as I had said previously, that this is I.G.C.S.E, to be more precise, English Language A. This is tested by the DEXEL and overseen by Cambridge. So this is language A again. Language devices and the effects. The narration is of course done by Mr. Sherlock. Welcome. So straightforward, let's dive into the language, the device, the description, the effect or the effects, and a sample model response. Model response in this case will serve the purpose of trying to help you have an approach on the use of that particular style, and maybe how to respond. How do you tailor suit your response after you've identified a specific device or a style or a feature that the writers have used. So therefore, the writer's use of evidence and support. Facts. What is a fact? A fact is a piece of information that can be demonstrated or proven to be true. Facts are used to demonstrate or emphasize a writer's point by providing evidence to support claims. Good students, facts can also be used to enhance the main argument, the points, the arguments, and the stand position of the writer. So they usually use facts to back up their allegations, and of course facts are also used to by writers to make them sound more valid, authentic, and of course it improves the writer's credibility, because they would want to convince us to believe what they are saying. So they will make sure that they are supporting or they enhance their point of argument by supporting it, or by supporting their arguments by facts. For example, there is an example there, good students, as we're following, and it's on quote: as well as nicotine, each cigarette contains more than 4,000 different chemicals, many of which are harmful to the body. End of that particular quote there, which qualifies to a fact. Now, on the red part there, for the red fonts, the facts used in this article provide medical advice, evidence that cigarettes are dangerous. Now, the reference to 4,000 different chemicals is a fact that is designed to shock the reader. This makes the text more powerful, more authentic, more credible, and that therefore makes the readers to get to makes the text, sorry, makes the work of the writers more effective to the readers, as they will relate to the facts, the established ideas that indeed 4,000 different chemicals are contained in cigarette smoking or chemicals, and therefore they should really take heed. Language devices and effects. Language device 2 or language effect, language style 2. Opinion. An opinion is an individual's own thoughts or beliefs. Like facts, opinion emphasizes the point of a writer but make the message more personal rather than completely factual. For example, smoking is an awful habit, and anyone who smokes stinks. Now, an awful habit, that is an opinion. Anybody who smokes stinks, that is an opinion. It's not a fact. Now, model response. By expressing the strong opinion that smoking is an awful habit and that anyone who smokes stinks, the writer makes the message more personal, emphasizes the negative points of smoking, and makes the reader feel almost obliged to have a response. So therefore, an opinion is a device that when used in a text, it makes it more personal, it relates with the reader and also the writer contextually. So device number 3, statistics. What is statistics? Statistics is a numerical data. It's almost close to a fact. Numerical data can be used like facts to emphasize and demonstrate the point of the writer. For example, 9 out of 10 people voted against the proposal. The statistics, 9 out of 10 people, emphasizes the significant number opposing the development and lends weight to the argument that the building program should not go ahead, which also calls for a positive response from the readers that they will agree, because not only from the writer's point of view, but also there are some backing up stories that 9 out of 10, there is statistics. Device number 4, anecdotes. Anecdotes. What is an anecdote, first of all? It's a mini story from personal experience about a person or an incident. It's a mini story from a personal experience about a person or an incident. Description of the same, it enhances the argument, or it promotes, it backs up. It makes the text more personal and connects to the reader's experiences. For example, just yesterday, I was walking home from school when, and then the story continues. So, which means that just yesterday I was walking home from school is an anecdote, a story that backs up the main idea that it is indeed, that backs up the main allegations. How do we model response to this? When the writer describes her experience with an anecdote just yesterday, continues, she gives the text a very personal age, and many of us, or many of the readers, and many of us that is, can connect here with similar experiences of our own, which adds immediacy to her text. So there is a sense of immediacy that is suggested by the use of that anecdote. Just yesterday as I was walking home from school. Meaning that a sense of immediacy which is enhanced by the use of that specific anecdote, and of course it enhances the reader's point of view and also gives the text a very personal edge. Still on the device, quotations or quotation. Quotation is evidence from a source and is non-fiction writing, often on expert source. It can create added authority to make the text more convincing, adds credibility to an argument. Yeah, almost works in the same line as facts and anecdotes, yeah. And for example, animal research expert Martin Davis said, all the evidence from our studies point to the fact that elephants could be extinct in 20 years if nothing is done to prevent tusk hunting. The model response, the study stating that elephants could be extinct in 20 years, that is a quote, is convincing because we know it is given by an animal research expert. And this helps the article persuade us that something needs to be done since the evidence is being provided by an expert in the same field.